In this session, we're going to look to decrease muscle tissue tension and fascial tissue tension. We're looking to mobilize joints and decrease sympathetic nervous system and leave you feeling good. We're going to start with our roller. We're going to start through the thoracic spine. So we can come down to the floor. And we can start getting through the back. Here we want our hips on the ground, and then the roller can be anywhere you want to start. We just want to work through the whole thoracic spine. I like to start kind of at the lower end of things here, below the shoulder blades. Feet flat on the floor. You can interlock the hands behind the head, and then we're just going to do some extension here over the roller. We want some abdominal tension here to support ourselves, and we're using that to let ourselves back and extend here. We're looking to mobilize all the joints of the spine, the vertebrae. So we're looking to move in inch and a half, 2-inch segments. So just kind of work through an area, and then you can lift your bum and you can move to the next area. But just settle in here. Start your breathing. Let the day go. Come into your body. Get some extension over the roller, and you can just ease in. If this is really intense too, if you have a lot of flexion through the back, you can just lay on the floor on a pillow or a yoga bolster. I like to exhale as I come back over the roller. And then inhale a little bit as I pull up, and then you can do a few of those in a section, and then you can pick up the hips and roll yourself down to roll the roller up an inch or two, and then get into some extension there. You might find that some areas of the spine might not mobilize and extend as easy as some others, so just spend some time there. Spend some time where you need to. You'll notice as you get up into the shoulder blade area, the scapula, they're not going to allow the spine to flex as easily, just kind of blocking that area together a bit, supporting it. So just get what you can there once you get up to that spot. We're also working through the muscles of the back as well, all of the erectors. Opening up the ribs, flaring them as you extend. You might get some cracks and pops and stuff, and that's totally normal. I've already gotten a few. Then you can move a little bit and just take your time. Forget about all your worries. Throw your cares aside. Focusing on your breath and what's going on in your body where you're working. We want to get all the way up into that upper back there, almost up into the shoulders, to the upper shoulders. Sometimes I like to just kind of stretch the neck here, side to side with my hands as I'm working through my back. Lord knows we've got a lot of tension in our necks, a lot of us. And then take your time with that, but when you're ready, you can ease on out once you've gotten through the whole back. Take a second. You might find I feel like I'm breathing more easily now. Freeing up some of the rib movement. And then from there, we're going to get into hamstrings. So into the back of the upper legs. So you can do this with the ball as well, or the roller. I'm going to use the roller here. We want to start up just near the sit bone, just underneath the sit bone, the ischial tuberosity. So just sitting just underneath that. where the attachment point is. Always good to work through the muscle attachments into the bone. There's a lot of neuroreceptors there. We're also working with different reflexive pathways as we work through the tissue, using these neuroreceptors to help decrease tension in the tissue. And then also an active thing, just connecting with your body, seeing where there's tension and actively trying to release it. And then also applying pressure, friction, creating heat, looking to physically create change as well, especially in fascial tissue is where you see a lot of that happening. Here with the roller, I like to just kind of work through one side at a time. That way you can just get a little bit more pressure. By all means, you can do both at the same time. Just remember to support yourself here. So pull the shoulders back, press into the floor. And then just a little bit of rolling. Make sure you bump up right up against the ischial tuberosity, the sit bone there where hamstrings are attaching into. And then you can do some movement of the leg as well, some flexion and extension of the hip and the knee. And that will lengthen and contract the hamstrings, which will help with the release as well, especially through fascial tissue and stuff, looking to get that stretch into the tissue as you're applying pressure to it. And then we have inside hamstrings and outside hamstrings, medial and lateral. So you can do some rotation of the foot. Internal rotation, turning the toe towards your inside, like center line, is going to work through the inside hamstrings. And then external rotation, working through the outside hamstrings. You might even feel yourself come over into a little bit of the IT band here. Or on the inside hamstrings, really great to help work through some of the groin muscles. You're going to feel the adductors in there. So just take your time, and then we'll slowly work down each side of the hamstrings. Try and use your intuition here. So just listening to your tissue and trying to understand what it needs. Sometimes it needs to reach and it needs to move, and that's great. And other times you just need to sit there and just kind of get through it, you know? Sometimes the only way out is through. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Whatever that means. But we're working through hamstrings, so keep going on with that. Slowly moving that, and you can use your hand here whenever you need, kind of come onto your butt and come off if you need to kind of move the roller where you need it. You might end up just chasing it off your mat, so always good to kind of come off and adjust if you ever need. And then when you come to the back of the knee, the hamstrings kind of split out and cross and attach onto the lower leg, onto the tibia and the fibula here. So I like, once I get to the right back of the knee, I like to just kind of internal or external rotate, rotate to get through those muscles as they're crossing the knee more. It's just not as much going in through the back, and there's superficial nervous tissue and arteries and veins through the right back of the knee. So I like to kind of stay away from that a little bit. And then you can work right across the knee, bumping up into the fibula, the outside leg bone here. If you're in that external rotation, again, you can do some reaching, some extending at the knee here. Always super fantastic, you know. And just listen to yourself and breathe. And we're not looking just to get through stuff, so we're not rolling mindlessly. You're looking to create an effect. You're looking to release that muscle tissue. Sometimes you'll feel really amazing movement of the tissue letting go if you listen. And then whenever you're ready, you can switch over to the other side. You can start back up at the ischial tuberosity. You can start right down by the knee. You know your body, so if you have some knee stuff going on, you might feel like you need to work a little bit more down by the knee. If you have some hip stuff on, you might feel like maybe you need to do more work up near the ischial tuberosity. So just kind of play the game as you need, if that's a saying. And if it isn't, it is now. And then you can, again, sliding, extending at the hip and the knee, or sliding the heel back for some flexion. And then that internal or external rotation. Working through those tissues, really taking your time. You might very well find, most likely, that you're going to feel differently on each side. And that might be indicative of injuries or the way you move or sports that you play that are more one-sided or something like that. Again, supporting your shoulders, opening up the chest, support your spine. Breathing, listening to the tissue, and by all means, you can really rotate out to the side to work a little bit more through IT band there, or really, internally rotate quite aggressively to get more into the adductors. Especially with the ball is great. You can be really specific right up near the pubic ramus, like the bottom of the ilium, the hip bone, as it comes up to attach to the pubic bone in the front. That could be amazing. A place that not a lot of people work through. As a registered massage therapist, I used to get into those areas a lot. It's all groins and armpits and the good places that do the good work. So get into those little spots. Work where you need to. And then as you get down to the knee, kind of work in through the outside or the inside. And then if there's any real spots where you need to be a little bit more specific, a little bit more pressure, grab the ball, check in with that. The foam roller is a great tool to do the work, but some areas, if there's a lot of tension, sometimes you really need some deeper work to get the change that you're looking for out of the tissue. Nice. From there, we're going to go down to the lower leg. So we're going to work right into the calf. You can keep going with the roller since it's so far out away from my body weight and there's not a lot of weight here in the lower legs. I like to use a ball, so you can just pull out a ball, even like a smaller ball like the rad ball there, like a lacrosse ball size or something, or a baseball. You can use anything. Go steal your dog's ball. Clear the slime off there and get to work. But here, oh man, yeah, calves, watch out. It's a sneaky little guy. And then we have, the superficial muscle of gastrocs. We have a slightly deeper muscle of soleus. Both of those attach into the Achilles tendon. And then we have the three muscles of the deeper compartment, tibialis posterior and extensor or flexor digitorum and those kind of things. So get into those different layers and sink into things and work through again with that external and internal rotation, the inside and outside aspects of that. Oh, man, yeah. I went for a little jog the other day and I'm feeling that in my calves. So I know that right now it's kind of getting into springtime. So if you're starting running again, or you are running right now, depending on when you're watching this, running, work through the calves for sure on a regular basis. And then here, the movements that we want to do is some plantar and dorsiflexion of the ankle is going to move all the muscles of that lower leg. So you can just kind of sink into areas, especially where it's super tender, and do some plantar and dorsiflexion, just moving super slow. Take your time with that. It's pretty intense. And then you can just kind of ease when you can. Oh, I feel like I'm making faces like I just ate like a lemon or something, you know. Oh my God. So this is what I'm talking about. So just take it as it comes. Slow down where you need to. It's like hot death. Oh my God. And then as you get right out onto the side here, onto the fibula, you're looking at getting into the peroneals, these long muscles that come around the heel bone here, the lateral malleolus, and attach into the fifth and around back into the arch here, into the tarsal bones, fibularis longus, or peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. And same thing, moving with those can be really intense sometimes. You don't need a lot of pressure here. If you want to come right onto the outside, you can come right out onto that arm. Since you're just supporting with one arm though, press into that shoulder, support yourself. And then same thing here. And then you can, move it with your hand a little bit. You can do a little bit of movement to the leg, breathing. And then also that internal rotation. There's not, muscles going down the inside, but getting into both heads. Gastrocs, the more superficial muscle, has like two heads as it comes up out of which gives that nice shape to the calves. And getting into each head, into that internal rotation, will get into the medial head, and external will get into the lateral head. And same thing there. Whoa. And then all the way down to the calcaneus, the heel bone here, is where the Achilles tendon attaches into. So getting right down into them. And feel free as well at any time, if you feel like this leg has had it, check in with the other one. Feel free to switch to the other side anytime you need. And I'm going to do that right now. Use my sweet soccer skills of a day gone past. Yeah, same over here. Maybe not as much. You're going to start to feel these like slight differences, and we definitely don't use our legs equally. It's like, oh yeah, totally. I've known everybody moves a little bit differently, and so open your mind to spending more time where you need it. And it's really great information for you, how you're moving, what you're using. Are you compensating for something? A lot of times you'll find more tension in the opposite side legs. Let's say you have a right knee injury that happened years ago. You might feel more tension in the left side because you've been compensating for that whole time, doing more work on that left side. So just leave yourself open to working where you need it, not necessarily where you think you are going to need it. Open your mind. Breathe. And opening your mind to creating change, taking that time, feeling. A lot of people will tell you that rolling doesn't do anything. And most people have never rolled before. And every client I work with rolling makes it a part of their life. Because it's, I came as a massage therapist up through the business, through the healthcare world, and I can do the same stuff that any massage therapist can do with a ball. And I think we can do it even better because you can feel what's happening. A massage therapist, you go see somebody and they can't feel what you're feeling. But when you roll, you're the one doing the work and you can feel what's happening. So you know exactly where you need to be. You've got the inside scoop, so to speak. Not that there are many very good massage therapists. That's why it's a booming business. And if you find a good one, hold on to them. Oh man. And get all the way down, to that Achilles tendon. And doing some work there. And then you can shake things out whenever you're done. And then we're gonna go get into the pecs here and get in through the front of the shoulder. So keep going there with the lower legs if you feel like you need to. And if you're done there, then you can follow me. We're gonna get down onto the floor here. We're gonna work through pecs, attaching through the sternum here, the manubrium, into the ribs, and then out into the humerus here. So, and underneath the collarbone as well, the clavicle. So working right underneath the collarbone, you can come down into the kind of the meat of the pec here as well, right next to the sternum, and then we're gonna come across the shoulders. So I like to start right underneath the collarbone, the clavicle, but I wore my Teflon shirt again today. And then breathing here. You can just relax. You can put your head in your hand if you want. I like to have whatever side I'm working on, that arm out to the side. It's just going to bring more of the stretch through pecs as you're working through it, which I find super helpful. It's just going to bring more tension to that tissue, which then is going to amplify the pressure that you put in. If you take a rope and you have it very loose and then you apply pressure sideways into it, you don't bring up a lot of tension. But if you pull it tight, right, and then you push in, bending it from the side, then you can feel like you're challenging the length of it. And that's what we want to do with that length, that stretch, and then pressing in. Breathing. Slowly working around. Here, working the pec, you can do some sliding here or down. Slowly kind of working your way around, just inch by inch. Do a lot of pushing in life. Maybe you still have snow where you are right now. Shoveling. And then slowly you can come all the way across the shoulder. breathing. As you get across into the front of the shoulder there, you're going to be getting through bicep tendon, through deltoid. You'll catch the front of the rotator cuff there in subscapularis. So you're working through lots of stuff. There are fewer places that have just one layer of muscle above the bone than not. More likely there's a few layers of tissue there. And you're working through all of them at once. It's good to bring your intention to a particular tissue if you need to, though. And if you want, you can work right down into bicep if you kind of feel like, oh man, I need to work there. You know, you do you. Breathing. And then whenever you're ready, you can switch over to your other side. Yes, we have two arms. And we use them both. Oddly enough. Unless you don't have two arms, then sorry about that. We'll come down to the pec on this side. Again, underneath the shoulder, or underneath the clavicle. Fighting with my Teflon shirt again here. Can be helpful to wear the right clothes when you're rolling. And just take your time. You can bump up right under to the underside of the clavicle, the inferior aspect of it, where you might get into subclavius. I found that guy can be a mischievous little guy, so that can be very helpful. You could do some, as you get into the underside, if you want to work a little bit through subclavius, very small muscle, but the movement to do would be elevation and depression of the shoulder. So you could just bring the shoulder up to your ear and then down towards your hip on the same side. Lots of different movements we can do here. Just explore them and, you know, make it your own again. Like, try things that I'm not saying. Explore in your own time. Or right now, nothing is off the table when you're taking care of yourself. And thank you for, you know, showing up here for yourself. We really appreciate it, and your body does too. You can get all the way, you know, right across the front of that shoulder too. And again, your intuition, just take your time where you need to, or move slowly where you need to. And again, you can work all the way down into bicep here a little bit if you want. And then when you're ready, you can ease out Take a second. Check in. Rolling the shoulders. Maybe some neck circles. Yeah, and there you go. Take the time for yourself that you need. Drink some water. Take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.